All right, let's jump into demo here. Um, so I'll start by showing you some remote access stuff and just build on to this same demo with hide and protect as well. So hopefully this is clear in the process of trying to show you what's going on one single small screen. There might be some. I'll be mucking about with some of the screens here, and I'll have some different windows open and such. But hopefully you can follow along. Right. So let's start here. I have a demo setup that looks like this. Now, let's do that. So my PC is here on the left. I'm the IT consultant. I'm actually sitting at home right now, and I want to access things in my company. All of this stuff that you see here is located in our office in the city. So I'm connected over internet into this system. So we have a few firewalls. Actually, we do have two firewalls, the corporate firewall and then the lab firewall here. There is a management system that's located in Azure, which I'll be using to configure this system. And I'll be showing you the web access in a bit as well. So the idea is to make this consultant access the EWS system here, the engineering workstation, and the camera. And then for everything inside the blue lines here, they should be able to access each other, right? So it's a machine-to-machine communication between these. But the IT consultant will not be able to access everything, but just a few of these things. Anyway, you'll see, I think it'll be clear in a little bit. So the first thing that we do is, well, I do, is install the client. So the little key here, that's the icon that we use to say that there's a client installed. So this is a piece of software. This is on my laptop here. So XoT desktop client. And I have my digital identity here. So these are certificates that have been installed on my machine. So this is my unique identity. All right. Let me pull this up here. Oops. I also have a little application running trying to access all of my devices. So it's trying to access the camera, the HMI, the EWS, and the PLC, as you can see. And when it's red, it has no access. And they should turn green when we do have access. And you can see in my desktop client here, you are not connected to any devices. That's what we have here. So I've installed my client here, and I'm testing this connectivity. Now, for these locks to be able to be configured, they also have to be enrolled into the management system. So we need to register them there to be able to configure them. So I thought I'd just show you how that's done, just so you can see how the process is. And this is all about, well, us trying to make it very simple for you. So you have one of these locks, and when you start it up, it actually presents a QR code. So this is a lock that I have here now on my phone. So this is live. That's my screen right there. And in this QR code, this QR code will present me with a URL. I click that, and now I'm logging into the system. My credentials are cached here, so I would be presented with username, password, maybe authenticator, maybe a hardware token, etc. But now I'm enrolling this lock into the system. So I'll call it my new lock here, enroll. And at the same time, let me pull up the management system. See if I can fit all this into the and of course Teams has its controls right in front of what I'm doing. Okay, let's see how this works. So this is the management system, and I have my infrastructure. I have my locks down here. I have 3 locks. Right. Okay, so I think I already had that lock in there. So this is the demo thing, right? I didn't remove that lock before the demo. Let's see if I can fix that here. Unassigned locks. Oh, here's my new lock. Oh, it actually, I pushed the button one too many times. I've got my new lock here. So let me do this again.
So, Rikard, do you hear me? I
Yes.
just got a little bit confused because of the two views that you are showing at the same time. But it seems to me like you're showing the management system both from a mobile view and a desktop view at the same time. But it's showing the same thing, right?
Yeah, so the idea was not to show that piece of that view on my mobile phone, but yeah, so that's correct. So the
Okay.
phone here is actually I'm inside the management system as well. My new lock, my new lock.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So a little demo glitch there, but now I have my lock into the system. So now it's registered, and now I can keep going. So that's what I have to do. Hit that QR. I'll have to scan that QR code, type in my credentials with my phone, and then the lock is registered into the system. Now I have some other locks that have already been enrolled to prevent some of the demo glitches, and these are the locks here. So you can see that they line up with what I have on in the demo here. So I've got a SCADA lock up here, PLC, and an EWS lock. So the SCADA lock actually has 2 devices behind it, and these only have a single device behind it up here. So the first thing I want to do is access the engineering workstation, the EWS system, from my PC, because I need to go in and I need to let people use that system. So I'll create a policy for that. So I'll go to the dashboard, I'll create my policy. Oh, I forgot to show you something. So let's see here. When we go to assets, these are the protected assets I have. Now an asset is one of these devices. So you can see that there's an HMI here. There is a camera, there's a PLC, and there's an engineering workstation. So an asset can be a single system, but it can also be networks. So entire networks. So you can give access to an entire network or segment at the same time if you want to. So everything behind a lock, for instance. Or you can just choose individual devices. And in this case, I'm choosing individual devices. So when I create one of these, I put some information into it, what it is. There's a URL here. I'll be able to show you that in a bit. This device is connected to the EWS lock, and I have a static IP assignment in this case. The other important part is the access control part. So I give this device a classification, SCADA and EWS, and these are things that I create myself inside this system. And I also tell the system where is it located. So here's an address, here's a country, etc. And I have a room here. I've chosen to use the cell designation here, and that's the cell 34 here in my little drawing. And when we create a policy that matches this, so a rule saying that somebody can access it, that rule will show up here. So all of the devices have some sort of classification and location. Okay. So let me go ahead and create a policy to allow my PC now to access this EWS system. So you can see up here, EWS, ping, HTTP, SSH is red. There's nothing down here at all. No lock connections at all. So let me do this, EWS user access. In this case, I want users to access it, and we import users from a user database. That could, in this case, it's an Entra ID in Azure, but it can be an on-premise LDAP system or other types of systems as well. So I want a user group. I'll choose super user group, the super user group, which I am part of. I can even choose specific users inside that group if I like. Now I'll just give access to that entire group. Okay, so who should access and what should they access? I want them to access this and EWS. And only the EWS system that's actually located here in cell 34. So who could access what and then how? And the how is really protocols. So for this EWS system, I'll use remote desktop to reach it. But because of the demo here, I'll also enable ping to go through and even HTTP to go through this tunnel. So this is the type of traffic that I allow to go through the tunnel, and I'll click Save. So this is something that the administrator would do. I can see the lock pops up here now in my desktop client. So now I'm the user, right? I'm looking at my PC. Now the administrator has just set up a policy for me. And I can see here that the engineering workstation, a link, that URL that you saw actually pops up here. And you can see on my communications checker up here that ping and HTTP is going through. So now I can click this. Oh, are you enjoying? And
I'm enjoying it. I am very much
enjoying it.
Yes.
And now I have remote access to cut these down to another system, so the EWS system. So this is a PC that's sitting behind that lock using remote access. Now, I'm in this system. It has a browser, it has a terminal, it has some applications on it. Now, from this machine, I can't access anything else. So now, my laptop, let's see here, my laptop is accessing the EWS system, but the EWS system cannot access the HMI or cannot access the PLC and cannot access the camera, but I can access the EWS system. So the EWS system is still isolated. It can't access anything, but I can access the remote desktop of that system. As you can see by the red here. So the next step I want to do is have the EWS system access the HMI and the PLC so they can communicate within this this blue ring here. So I'll create a machine-to-machine policy. So let's I'm the administrator again. I'll create a new policy called cell number 34 machine-to-machine policy. And instead of a user group now, I'm going to choose protected assets. So now I want something that's already protected to be able to access something else that's protected. So these are protected devices. I want to access something else that's protected. So now I need to match the policy here. So let's do the SCADA. And now I can choose which ones here, but I'll just choose any because I want all of these to be able to access something. And only the SCADA devices that are in cell 34 should be able to access other protected devices that are of type SCADA. I'll just leave that at any. And Sweden, you can use any here at any point, of course, to make it a broader policy. cell 34. And what type of data do I want to run through this? So again, because it's a demo, I'll just put some of these things through here, save. So if we look at the EWS system that doesn't have any access to these at the moment, now this policy should enable that access if I created my policy correctly, of course.
So while waiting for this policy to be active, I might have the time to just remember you all to please answer or ask questions in the Menti or in the Q&A of the Teams meeting if you want questions to be answered, which will happen very soon as we're getting to the end of the demo and starting the Q&A session. Please, Rikard, continue.
Yeah. So now they do have access, but my PC, so this is from the EWS system, and this is from my own PC. So I still only have access to the EWS system, remote access, but the EWS system has access to the other devices here. So now I've created my little segment here. So everybody inside the blue can communicate with each other. The consultant can only communicate to the EWS system, and the camera is still completely isolated. So that's our machine-to-machine policy now. Even though the camera and the HMI are behind the same lock, I still have that that isolation because the EWS system cannot access the camera right now. All right, so now I want my users, or maybe some person or some department, to be able to monitor using a camera. May that be the security department or something like that, or just somebody who's monitoring the production line with a camera. So back as an administrator again, now I'm going to give myself access to this camera, but perhaps in a real life that would be somebody else that would have access to that camera for monitoring purposes. But I'll give myself access. So I'm the administrator again. I'll create a new policy. So camera access for security department. And now it's a user group again, super user. I'll just choose myself. And we'll just choose surveillance because I know that this is a type of surveillance. Any surveillance that's actually surveying something in my cell 34. So I only want that camera in cell 34. There could have been more cameras in cell 34. So if there were 5 cameras that matched surveillance and this where the location here, I would get access to all 5 cameras at the same time. I can also create, so here I have a made-up camera brand that I can choose here. Now inside this camera brand, inside this object that you see here, there are some protocols. So I can create my own objects here to make it simpler for a non-technical person to understand what to choose for this specific camera. So I'll save that. And now hopefully I should get a new lock connection here from my policy, and it should pop up here as well. And I believe I have I actually have I got a SCADA here as well. I think I matched something there. So you can see the SCADA up here turned green and HTTP, and I can click that camera. And now I'm accessing my camera feed in the office, like so.
Very nice, Rikard.
So that's how easy it is to set up a system like this, users accessing different things, and even machine-to-machine access.